Hey, thanks for joining us on Frightfully Brilliant. I'm David the Bruce, and I've got two very amazing people to intro right now. We got right here to my immediate, is this right, is Gomez. Let's hear it for Gomez, yeah. All right, and Morticia. Hey. And last, well, not actually last. He's third to last. Slappy. Yay! And then there's way over in the corner, Charlie, poor lonely Charlie, over there. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, Charlie. He just got a facelift this week. He had an arm that was coming off, and he had a backbone that wasn't
I told you, Slappy, heard him. You didn't believe it.
Working too well.
I told you.
Look at him now, man. He's sitting upright in that chair. He's kind of casual. He's holding his knee. Yeah. All right. And the tailbone's connected to the hip bone. Yeah, all right. So,
It's called common collective.
we have got a show for you today. Man, we do. Wait till you see it. Okay, let's get it on because
It's frightfully brilliant.
And now we're back for the comedy part of the show.
It's our
and we
real
are
life
going to
man.
be entertained by two very amazing people. I always like their comedy routine.
It's real. It's all
Is it real?
Yeah, that was a true story about the me setting my mom on fire.
Oh.
You can call her and ask
This
her.
is like the continuation from the previous one.
No,
You
but I'm
mentioned
saying it was real.
What?
Yes.
It is real, yeah.
Yes.
It really happened.
We're cool. I mean, I didn't mean to.
You're going to tell us the story of when you set your mother on fire.
No, I already did that.
You did that.
They have to time travel if they missed it.
Oh, the what?
They have to time travel if they missed it, if anybody's watching.
I guess they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll go back to see it, right?
Yes, we
so
do.
what are we doing today?
Gomez has got something going on.
He does.
Yes, the thing is that it's autumn, so it's time to start getting ready for Halloween.
Goody!
What? Really?
Yeah,
All right.
we start early. So let's answer the checklist.
You got a checklist? Yes, let's do it.
Okay, Halloween candy.
Check. I bought a huge bag already from Rite Aid. I ate the whole thing. It's all gone. It's done. So all we have to give the trick-or-treaters are those gold coins from your bank vault, but I think they won't mind.
I agree. Well, good. What about
What's your
Halloween
address?
decorations?
Halloween decorations? You know, we never got around to taking those down from last year, so we're good.
Halloween music?
I know, you told me to order something really scary, and I did. I went on Amazon, and I bought an Enya CD. Because, I mean, Enya is so boring. The idea of anybody playing it and putting me to sleep is, like, scary as anything. So I thought that would work.
It does work.
Whoa, spooky just took on a whole new meaning. Go ahead.
Agree.
Right away, baby.
We're so ready for Halloween. That was frightfully brilliant.
And we are back with fashion, objects, and
Monsters!
yeah, look at this.
Isn't
Oh
he
my
beautiful?
gosh, what do we got, Gomez?
Who doesn't want a little teddy bear to relax them at night when they're tired and they need...
You see this thing?
His name is Grumlatch.
What is it?
Grumlatch.
Grumlatch?
Grumlatch.
L-A-G-H.
T-C-H.
Igor named him.
Watch.
Yes.
Grumlatch.
Our Igor
Wow.
named him, so.
He really looks sinister. Look
He's
at
a
this.
monster, you know, like,
Yeah.
So cold.
you know, the monster under your bed, if you're like, I don't want to get down there and see what it looks like because he might claw my face off, like, this is what he looks like. This is the monster that we're friends with that lives under our bed.
Actually, he's kind of soft and cuddly.
He's beautiful.
He's positively friendly unless you run out of bacon.
He likes
Oh, you got to feed him bacon?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We're friends with the monster that's under our bed. So we used to sleep with him. He came from Party City. We wanted to show you guys because he came from Halloween City, actually, which is a subsidiary of Party City. But if you want to order him online, look up Scary Teddy Bear from Halloween City. And I just call him the monster because to me he doesn't look like a teddy bear. He just looks like a fuzzy monster. But if you want to order him, you need to use the correct name. He is Scary Teddy Bear from Halloween City. He's very soft, as David said, long, soft, fluffy fur. He's got rubber, very realistic claws on his hands and feet. He's very sturdily made. Look at those beautiful teeth. He takes care of those. And his gorgeous glowing eyes. And the cool thing is, we would sleep with him. We were sleeping with him at night when we first got him. We had him in the bed. But his feature that we're about to show you, his special feature that he does, yeah, it would wake us up at night. And I'm like, you want to hang out and be awake, dude, but we're trying to sleep. So
Yeah, this really sounds sophisticated.
it is. He sits on the dresser now.
He's making bacon from Party City. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
He sits on the dresser beside our antique 1940s telephone right now. But
You have an antique 1940s telephone?
yeah, we used it
Really?
in the last episode when I was on the phone with Uncle Fest. And
Yeah, that's
Fester.
right. That's
Yeah.
true. Where'd you get it?
From I talked about the shop when I was wearing my 50s clothes. It's called The Shaft, but it changed its name. It's now, what is it, Vortex?
Vortex.
In Grants
Vortex.
Pass,
Oh, yeah,
Oregon. The Vortex. They're cool.
Well, that would be cool to
Let's see,
have.
where do you do it? It's on his left foot, I think. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ah, oops. He's singing about the Black Plague. How beautiful is that? Isn't he got a pretty voice?
Yeah. Has that vibrato in it, you know.
Isn't he adorable? He's got such a pretty singing voice. But, you know, in the middle of the night, you're like, okay, I love to hear you sing, but right now I'm asleep. So we didn't sleep with him anymore because if we moved, we would press him and he would go off.
Oh, so he'd wake you up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd
so-
move a certain way and then
He would start
he'd
singing.
get
The first time it was cute because we like to get scared, you know. So
Yeah.
we got scared. Who's having it?
Yeah.
Something, you know. Oh, it's him. Okay. Then it wasn't cute anymore. So we had to put him on the dresser beside the antique phone. But he stays right beside the bed when he's not under it or on it. So it's all good. But I love the fact he's so beautiful. He's so well made. He's so scary, and he sings about the Black Plague. How sweet is that?
Wow.
For a monster. I mean, what would a monster sing about? Well, the bubonic plague, of course. Yeah.
Of course, the bubonic plague. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he's positioned next to the phone, does he scare away the scam calls?
Yes. Because that phone isn't even plugged into the wall, so it's not really supposed to ring. If it does, it's like, oh no.
Oh no!
We use it for out calls only.
Out calls because there's no incoming.
Right.
Right. But
So
you can out call all you want.
Yes. I mean, you're not talking to regular people, but we do
Yeah, I
actually
was
use
trying
it to
do
make
that.
calls.
Yeah. Hang on. We gotta see, it makes him look more spooky. You see this?
Do you
We'll get
see?
you in a minute. There it is. See?
He's so
You got the
beautiful.
light coming up.
This
Yeah,
is a monster,
that's it.
dude, that's going to be
There it
under your
is.
beds. This is what he looks like. He's beautiful.
Ooh.
And he'll sing to you so nicely.
Aren't these great lights? I think Lynn bought them, didn't she? See, you can turn anybody into a spooky person with this. Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Even Mickey
Even
Mouse
me,
without a
yeah.
Halloween
Even Mickey
costume?
Mouse.
Oh my God. What about Goofy? He's like, I don't know, that's too much. That's too... Well, this is him. Check him out if you want something unique for Halloween or your general decor. He is Halloween City, you guys. Scary Teddy Bear. Look him up. You can order him online. I think he was like $30-some. He's
Yeah.
amazingly priced.
Oh, it's really nice.
It is,
Yeah.
and you know, we like to
it.
have unique Halloween decorations, like the Nosferatu we showed in the last segment, in the last episode. It's just kind of cool to have different things. So we wanted to show
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
different things, and if you don't want him, it'll give you a concept of a different idea. So, isn't he?
Frightfully brilliant.
You want to keep him out?
We're back with reviews of fiction. And what we got today?
We were
What do you
talking
got?
about censorship and people getting things called off the air in the last episode. So
Yeah.
we're back to that. We're back to that.
Back to
These
that.
are 3 cursed shows. Great for you to watch around autumn and Halloween time, and you can stream them. Well, 2 of them out of 3. We'll get to that, but they're all cursed because each of them only had 1 season. And the thing they have in common, because you're going, okay, Morticia, a lot of things only have 1 season.
Right,
How
yeah.
lo- Because they're all about the devil.
Ooh, the one-hit wonders.
Yeah, all about the
Featuring
devil. So.
Dude himself, man.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah,
The dude.
right.
So the first show came out in, was it 95, Gomez?
Yes.
And that was American Gothic. And it was named after the painting American Gothic. There has been a movie and then 2, like, TV shows that had 1 season each called American Gothic, but only one of them was about the devil, and that's the one we're talking about in 1995, where the sheriff was the devil. So that's kind of hilarious if you don't love cops, or if you do. I mean,
Wow.
whatever.
Yeah.
But he was either the devil, you weren't really sure, or he was like a really high-ranking like minion of the devil, because he had some awesome supernatural powers. Like,
Wow.
really cool. And he was just very sinister and very creepy, but he had this way of controlling you where you could kind of like him too. So it was kind of one of those subtle, creepy things. Like, you know how each show could sometimes have a line that sticks in your head, and if you say it, oh, that's from that show.
Yeah.
This one was, there's someone at the door. So if you oh crap, that's American Gothic. If you watch it, you know that's the thing.
There's someone at the door.
Yeah. So it was where the devil was the sheriff, and there was a lot of stuff in the town being affected and influenced. But it was just a creepy, eerie show. It was unfolding slowly, and it was too bad it was canceled. Gomez?
Yes, it was very nice. Gary Cole, who played the sheriff, Lucas Buck, has experience at playing the supernatural roles. But he was a versatile actor. He was also having some emotional elements, and he made his sheriff very emotional here, just on the side of evil, I suppose.
Yeah.
It was very
He was a devil with feelings.
Yeah.
If he lashed
Devil with
out,
feelings.
if he lashed out, it got real bad. But it was cool.
like
What else did he play?
He played some like B movies. People even mentioned that they didn't even recognize him because he played such different
That's
roles.
cool. That's a good actor when you don't know.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And the show itself was developed by 2 relatively known people. The first one was Sean Cassidy, a heartthrob and a half-brother
Right, yeah.
of the Partridge Family, David
yeah.
Cassidy. And the other one was Sam Raimi, who contributed to creating Xena and the cool horror movie Drag Me to Hell.
Oh my
Oh, that was a good
I
movie.
love
That was
Drag Me to Hell.
good.
That- Really?
Yeah.
Sam Raimi with the
Yeah.
Wow.
See, he knows all this stuff. I love talking to him about
Wow.
movies. Like, he's not even from this country, and he knows more about this stuff than I do. I love it.
Trivia, the good kind.
Trivia.
It's so much fun.
And then the next show was one that I am now kind of sad about because I didn't even get to watch it. It's called The Brimstone. Doesn't it sound hell?
Right, yeah, I saw the Brimstone.
Oh, you saw it too? You guys can talk about this, and I get to be envious because it's about a cop, right, who had to put these souls back in hell.
Yes, the cop was played by Peter Horton. Incidentally, I keep thinking of him as one of the Baldwin brothers. Look-wise, he keeps reminding me of that.
He's wanting him to be a Baldwin.
Yeah, I need him to be a Baldwin.
Hey, dude, I'm ready to tell you that I need you to be a Baldwin. He's like, that sounds cool to me, man.
Just look at the trailer. Don't you think he looks a little like a Baldwin? That's him to the right. To the left is his companion, John Glover, who plays the devil and also one of the archangels in the series. He's the antagonist. He shows up almost in every episode. And he also played Lionel Luthor in Smallville. So
Lex Luthor's dad, right?
Yes.
So he's good with villains.
yeah, he does those villains that do temptation really well.
Like the devil.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the story basically, it is supernatural and also emotional because the cop was unfairly blamed, condemned to hell for killing the rapist of his wife, Gilbert Jacks. And it turned out that it's not just the act of killing, but the fact that he enjoyed the murder that condemned him to hell eventually. So his chance to get out of...
But it doesn't seem fair because you would think if someone rapes your wife, you're going to enjoy killing them. I mean, they shouldn't have raped your wife.
That's a good point. And the unfairness motif was featured several times in the show, including the time when the main antagonist of the show, the Canaanite priestess, Ashar Badaktu,
Oh, the way he says those words. Moshe.
Kadamia,
Say the priestess's name again.
Ashur Badaktu. So even she was condemned to hell for unfair reasons, not because she did something truly evil based on her own standards of morality, but because Christian religion does not accept anything pagan. So
So she was a pagan, and that's all she did.
yeah, basically she was trying to guide people into her version of enlightenment, but it wasn't cool enough.
That was cool. I like Gomez's description. So, you know, she had to go to hell. It just wasn't cool for any man from St. Peter. Like, okay. And I think that probably upset a lot of the Christians. It was he had to put all the souls. Basically, the cop has to put the souls back in hell that escaped, right? Like
Yes.
113. I love that number. It's
That's
not bad.
correct.
So they could have a lot of episodes if they hadn't gotten called off the air by, what was it, something moms?
Really?
Yeah, the Million Moms movement.
MMM.
It was a conservative movement that kept taking shows off that had supernatural elements that they didn't agree with.
Again, why can't people just not watch it if you don't like it? Like, instead of
I
taking it away from
remember-
other people.
When groups were against Harry Potter,
I know.
Yeah.
and they were actually saying that the chants in Harry Potter, what do they call those? where you-
Spells?
Spells, yeah.
Wingardium
We're
Leviosa.
real. We're real. And that the show was about teaching young children these spells.
Okay, that's not
that
true.
connected them
I can prove
to the dark
No,
world.
no.
It was absolutely
Wait, though.
100%.
Wait. I can prove that it's not
False.
true because I have a video on our YouTube channel where I show you how to make a magic wand from metal and gemstones. And I wave it and I say Wingardium Leviosa and nothing floats. Not one thing. It's a floated levitation charm and nothing floated. And you can look at my video and see that I said it and nothing floated. So you know what? It's not true.
Yeah, well, there you go.
proved it for
There you
everybody.
go. Proof's in the pudding.
That's right. Yeah, they do that. I just don't think it's right. It's like if you don't want your kids to watch something, take
Yeah.
the time to parent your kid and don't take it off the air for us. Just bother to watch what your kid is doing.
That's right.
I mean, you know, and the third show was, thank you.
You can clap on that if you want.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Parents, get involved.
Take care of your children.
You know, just a word, I'm a parent. When you involve yourself in your children's life, it changes everything.
Yeah, you could watch satanic shows together.
Yeah, when you watch a show with your children, that becomes part of that picture. When you put a prohibition on something and they sneak behind your back and they go over to little
They watch
Jimmy's
it
house
anyway,
and
yeah.
do whatever, you're not part of that picture.
Now, if those kids had
So-
watched that show with the parents, the parent could have said, "Now, Jimmy, don't grow up and be a cop because if you do, you're going to have to work for Satan."
No!
Put souls back in hell. They could have guided them if that was their. I mean, you know, that was their problem. Or they could say, "Don't be a pagan priestess because then you'll get put in hell." And little Jimmy goes, "But I'm a guy, so I won't be a pagan priestess." And the mom just gets confused. Never mind, little Jimmy.
Well, anyways, enough of this stuff. Do we have?
Yeah, wait, we got one more show.
Yeah, we got
the
one-
last
that's the
show was
last
called
one. We got carried away there. What is it?
666 Park Avenue is the final show. It came out 2012, and it was about an apartment complex from hell, literally, because it's run by the devil, or again, like in the case of American Gothic, a very high minion of the devil. We're not really sure which. What was his name, Gomez?
The minion's name was Gavin Duran.
Gavin Duran. Doesn't it sound sophisticated? He was, too.
Yeah.
Yes, he looks that way. Terry O'Gwyn played him
I remember
really
when that show
well.
was on.
That was good, and it was only a season, and it was so cool and
Yeah.
eerie and gothic, and
Yeah.
that was based on a book series, but it was so loosely based that they didn't even have to bother paying. They could have just changed the name because it really didn't have anything to do with each other. Like, we read it and we were like, okay, well, that's a totally different thing, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but that one was kind of like cool too. It had a lot of things, and it got pulled.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll give you something. Did you know that 666 is not in the oldest Bible manuscripts?
Yes.
It's 616.
Yes.
Yes.
And which I don't know how it got changed or whatnot, but I mean, you can't talk about satanic things without bringing in 666 or the mark of the beast. You know,
A lot
all
of
this.
things got
But
wrong and
I don't know
mistranslated
how
over
it got
time.
changed, but
Gomez,
now
do you know?
666 is the number, right?
Yeah, the thing is that the number 1 looks a lot like the Hebrew letter Vav, which represents the number 6. So 1 and 6.
You know about this?
He
Yeah.
studied. He read the original text. He
Holy
speaks Hebrew as his second
mackerel.
language.
I think you're
yeah.
the first person I've
He
ever
knows.
known that just knew off the cuff
He's a
that
smart,
it
brilliant,
originally
wonderful
wasn't
guy. I love having
666
him
and it was
around.
616.
Yeah, that's why.
Now I ask you out there in television land, did you know that? Tell your pastor about it next time he has a story on Revelation here. Inform them. Yes, go ahead.
And that
Was frightfully brilliant.
All right.
how many minutes do we have for that?
Oh, we're back, and now we got the creepy news. The
Creepy
creepiest news you could ever imagine. Yeah.
This kind of was.
Really?
Yes, this is
sounds
actually
like we
a-
got something good. Go
It's
ahead.
a true story.
What do we got?
It's another true story. Well,
True story.
creepy news is always true stories,
Yeah,
but
the
this
best.
was actually
Yeah.
on this segment. We either find true creepy news, like the last episode we talked about how the blob is real,
Right.
and this time it's about our house,
Your house.
and us, and something that happened to us, and our haunted stove. I don't know
Every time I
why.
want to come over, you tell me one of these stories, and it persuades me not to.
I am sorry. I don't know why our stove is haunted, but it all started. See, I'm very skeptical, even though I live kind of a paranormal life. I'm skeptical until I actually see it happen, says the blind person, but you know what I mean. It has to actually...
Darling, you are paranormal.
Oh, but I'm still like so skeptical. If I don't, so I didn't believe in the ghost apps that are supposed to, you download it on your phone and it's going to tell you if a ghost is there. Really, no. Just no.
no.
It doesn't make sense. It seems stupid. Well, I said, cool. We're going
There
to...
is an app like that?
Yeah, there's several. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm about to tell
Really?
you. Don't do it.
I have to tell you if
People,
there's like a
if
ghost.
you're watching, do not do it. So listen, we were going to, and I said, that's stupid. There's no way. So let's debunk this, you guys. It was me and Gomez and Ophelia, my sister, who's in the audience. Hi, Ophelia. So we said, we're going to make a YouTube series out of this for our channel and debunk it. It's stupid. So we did.
Wow.
We did. And what happened was stuff started happening. In
By the
our
way,
house.
they have a YouTube channel.
Okay, but this is the point. It was a series. It's part of the story. And we were going to debunk this ghost app. So we used it 3 different times. The second time, I decided to be cute and use it at 3 a.m. because all these people make videos. Ooh, doing this at 3 a.m. It's like the new midnight. It's supposed to be the evil hour or something. Like the opposite of when Jesus was hanged or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I said, okay, the first one I was like, whatever. Let's do the second one at 3 a.m. That's when the bad thing happened. So I know this sounds hokey and like, don't do stupid stuff with ghost apps at 3 a.m. So what it is basically, long story short, the ghost app works like a Ouija board. And they're not cool because you don't know what you're calling. Yes, we didn't know that. Gomez, explain before I finish with the stove why it's like a Ouija board, how it works.
Yes, it's a kind of formation of a bridge. If you have the ability, as two of us, me and Ophelia, both had at the time, it's almost like you are tapping into the part of your subconscious, basically, that connects to the other side. If you're a believer in that kind of thing, which we are, because we've seen that happening, then you are forming a bridge with your own mind, and you're using this app basically as a tool of summoning, because it uses the ability to interpret sounds, to connect them, to transfer them. So you are connecting to them, you are connecting to that information out there. You are reaching out with your mind, with your higher consciousness.
And our minds are very powerful things. And I thought it was going to be funny to get 2 mediums, which are Gomez and Ophelia, they can see spirits, to help me debunk this app. You know, I thought that would be cute. And it kind of blew up in my face because, as he said, it kind of worked with their powers. And they didn't believe it was going to be real either. So it wasn't like anything they were doing. They didn't believe in it. So we thought this wasn't real. We had this stupid session at 3 a.m. It just seemed to be random gibberish. So we're like, this was stupid. We're done. We cut it off. 10 minutes later, weird stuff starts happening in the house. Like I'm in the kitchen and this jug of tea on the stove starts squealing.
So that's why you said don't download the app.
Don't do it, because I thought it was rubbish, and then we quit. It was just stupid. It seemed like random, you know. And then the tea on the stove starts, it's a jug with the screw-on lid, you know?
Yeah.
And it just started bubbling, and Gomez goes, okay, what's it doing? Get in here. And I'm freaking out, because it's now like 3:40 a.m., okay? And he goes, it's just air in the jug. Sometimes it does that. And I'm going, but it's never done it before. What do you mean sometimes it does that? It's never done it before. And it did it right after the stupid ghost app. Okay, cool. So I open the tea and close it back and put it in the refrigerator. We're done. And then I'm in the kitchen doing whatever I'm doing. I don't remember anymore. And there's this hissing sound in the stove, like in the oven. There's a hissing sound. And I'm like, and now the jug was on the stove too, so it's all about the stove right now. I'm like, Gomez, get in here. Get in here. I'm freaking out. And he actually hears it. Thank God, like nobody thinks I'm crazy because he heard this, you heard it.
Yes.
And he even thought it was a snake. He went and got this big, what did you get, like a jar to hit it with or something? With a bottle?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I heard a story about how to trap a snake inside of a jar. There is an old skill by the snake charmer that if you
You were going to try to be a snake charmer.
Yeah, I remember how it was done.
Oh my God, okay, so he thought there was a snake in the stove. That's really how it sounded. Like, it was for real. Like, so he really heard it and Herbie freaking out and thought there was a snake. He's going to get a jar, he opens it and the hissing stops.
Wow.
And then he goes, I don't see anything in there. There's nothing in there. It's not on. It's not. And then we closed it back, opened it, did whatever, and it wasn't doing anything. I look up online what happens when your stove hisses. We don't have a gas stove. There's no info about an electric stove doing that. I told Uncle Fester. Now, I didn't tell Uncle Infested that we used a ghost tracking app. I just said because he's really into electronics and stuff. Do you know why my stove would do this? He goes, sounds like Ghostbusters. What have you been doing? I'm like, oh, crap. So, you know, it never did it again. We deleted the ghost app. Our final video was us telling people what I just told you. It's bad. If you have, and you're probably thinking, well, I'm not a medium, so I'm going to download this and talk to my Uncle Jerry. Don't do it. Because if you have any psychic ability at all, and all of us have a little bit, like mostly, like there might be a 0, 1, whatever percent that doesn't, we all have something. It can work with that. Don't do it. Because you're going to, just like a Ouija board, it forms, like Gomez said, a bridge, a gate. It will bring something into your house that you don't want. Do not
What
do
about
it.
the creepiest piece of news I think I've heard?
But wait,
Wow.
the stove was doing something else. About
Another
3 months
piece?
later, I'm in the kitchen, I'm about to make tea, and the stove is hot. The burner on the left is hot, but the stove is not on. So I'm like, why does it feel like it's on, but it's not on? And I had Gomez come look, and he looked, and it's hot, like burning my hand, but not on. So I'm like, okay, this is not cool. I'm freaking out because electrical fires or what's going on. That's not cool. So the electrician comes out. Gomez flipped it on and off a few times, like just, it's off, but I'll turn it on, then turn it back off, and it finally cooled down. The electrician comes out and finds, what was it, like
Wait a
a
minute. Finds what?
plug or something? What was it called? Like a,
The switch that
had a short or something?
Yeah.
Switch had a short.
Yeah, but he said that was weird because I said, well, why would it, I didn't turn it on and then it didn't cool down. Like if you look online, it says if that happens after you use it, it just doesn't cool off again, right? I told the guy I didn't use it for 3 days. I don't cook. I hate cooking. It was cold, and then just for no reason, it's hot. And he goes, now that is weird, the electrician. So I'm like,
Actually, it is.
yeah, it's our house, it's our haunted stove, and it happened after that ghost happened, after it was making it hiss.
Frightfully Brilliant.